Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the Los Angeles Chargers versus New York Jets Week 16 matchup based on analytics. Each week, I collect all of the current 2017 NFL team data in order to analyze and project potential NFL performance. And since it's a weekly collection, there's always going to be some variation between various variables. However, there's always going to be little nuggets of truth that could become bigger nuggets of truth as the season continues. So stick around as I analyze each week's matchups based on analytics. And if you're new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So, starting out this matchup between the Chargers and the Jets. When you look at the NFL stat basic comparison data, and basic comparison data for those that may be new to the channel is essentially the basics. It's offensive data, defensive data, and special teams data on the teams. And all the data is most of the data that matters the most into winning football games, and also gives you some context to the things that the team does well in those various phases of football. And when you look at all this data combined, the Chargers are favored in this football game. So let's get into some reasons why. First off, the Chargers have the superior offense. When you look at turnover ratio, the Chargers are favored there. They have a better turnover. Basically, they don't turn the football over as much as the Jets do. The Chargers also have a even higher sack percentage, meaning that they don't allow as many sacks on offense compared to the Jets, who have one of the less than spectacular sack percentages. And the Chargers also have the better offensive score percentage. And offensive score percentage is by far one of the biggest indicators for winning, success, etc., which is essentially the ability to put points on the board on every drive that you have. You know, whether it's 3 points, 7 points, whatever. And the Chargers, again, got it like that. Every down and distance, for the most part, the Chargers are favored here. Defensively speaking, the Chargers also are favored in a lot of different areas as well. The Chargers have the better defensive offensive score percentage, the better turnover ratio, the better sack percentage, the better interception percentage. All those areas also kind of favor the Chargers as well when it comes to those various defensive statistics. So, offensively speaking, the Chargers have it everywhere. Defensively, the Chargers have it everywhere as well. When you get into special teams data, things kind of change a little bit. The Chargers have the better punt return yardage. The Jets have the better kick return yardage. Defensive punt return yardage goes to the Chargers. Defensive kick return yardage goes to the Jets. Field goal percentage goes to the Jets. Extra point percentage goes to the Jets. And punting average goes to the Chargers. By far, the most important statistic on special teams that you should pay attention to is field goal percentage. And the Jets have it. So, in many ways, I would say the Jets do have the advantage on special teams because of that field goal percentage and that extra point percentage. However, the Chargers are still heavily favored because they have the better offense and they have the better defense. Every statistical category on offense, the Chargers are better, and every statistical category on defense, the Chargers are better as well. And those are all reasons why the Chargers are so heavily favored in this game. Now, when you get into some other sort of matchups, so now we're getting into some down and distance data. Basically looking at various data points between or situational football is a kind of another way to kind of explain it. Looking at the Chargers offense versus Jets defense when it comes to completion percentage, the Jets are favored here in terms of first and second down. So again, those are the big down and distances where the Jets will have a lot of success when it comes to this particular game point. Then, of course, we look at the Jets offense versus the Chargers defense when it comes to this particular area. And here, it's actually kind of even. The Jets have a slight advantage on first down, but it's very close. Second down is dead on even, and then third down favors the Jets. So in many ways, I would actually say this is pretty even between both these teams in terms of completion percentage, between the Jets offense and the Chargers defense. Then, of course, we get to rushing down. So this is first down conversion rate with the run and various downs and distances. between the Chargers offense and the Jets defense. In this particular area, I would say it goes to the Jets. So the Jets are able to prevent first downs on first down and prevent first downs on second down a lot better than the Chargers are able to get first downs in those situations. So I do think that the Jets' rushing defense should have some success in this game stifling the run. Then, of course, we get to the Jets' offense versus Chargers' defense when it comes to rushing downs. And in this particular area, the Jets' offense is favored on first and third down. So again, both those downs and distances, I think, will kind of really help the Jets out here. And we get to passing downs between the Chargers' passing offense and the Jets' passing defense. This area, the Chargers are favored on first and second down. So again, in many ways, I think the Chargers are favored. You know, in those particular downs and distances, I would say the Chargers are pretty much favored there in terms of those two areas. Then, of course, we get to the Jets passing offense versus Chargers passing defense, where the Chargers are favored on first and second down. So in many ways, I would say on the Chargers offense and the Chargers defense will have the advantage when it comes to passing downs. You know, in terms of preventing first downs with the pass, and also in terms of forcing first downs with the pass. Both those areas, I think the Chargers are going to have a lot of success in this game. Then, of course, you get to sack rates between the Chargers offense and the Jets defense, where it's pretty self-explanatory here. The Chargers don't allow a lot of sacks on offense, and the Jets don't really force a lot of sacks. So I don't really see that many sacks happening in this game. Then, of course, we look at the Jets offense versus Chargers defense when it comes to sacks, and this is kind of the opposite. The Chargers are favored on first, second, and third down, especially third down. The Chargers have one of the best third down sack rates in the NFL in terms of their defense, and I think they will end up translating that into some sacks in this game. I think that's definitely a possibility for sure. And you get to interception ratio between the Chargers offense and the Jets defense, where the Jets are favored on second and third down. So I do think the Jets will be favored here in terms of those particular downs and distances. And then finally, you get to the Jets offense versus Chargers defense, where the Chargers are favored on first and second down between both those particular data points for the most part. So overall, general thoughts and opinions about this game. I think it's going to be a Chargers victory. I think when you look at the offense, you look at the defense in particular, the one thing I will say about the Chargers defense is they steadily had an increase. So basically they were a defense that was on the rise, and then now they've started to settle down a bit. So they used to have one of the best sack rates in the NFL, and then now it's starting to creep down a little bit week over week. So that's the only thing I'd really worry about is the Chargers defense has kind of dipped a bit. The Chargers offense has kind of gone up a bit and then kind of stabilized a bit, but they are better than what they were at the beginning of the year. But I just think overall, I do think that this is going to be a Chargers victory. I think, again, when you look at all the data, you look at the micro matchups, you look at all those other sort of areas, I think it'll be a very tight game, a very hard-fought game, despite what some of the data says, because this Jets team has had some success, and the Jets team also tends to beat teams that everybody expects to beat them as well, or at least give them a hard time. So because of all those factors, I'm going to go Chargers here. Let me know in the comment section below, who do you believe is going to win this football game? And of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.